What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for today's video we're not actually going to be doing any gameplay. I'm just going to be talking to you guys a little bit about this newest spoiler that we just got for the upcoming update. And this is some epic stuff, guys. To think that just yesterday I did a review on Magneto where I said his leadership is amazing. However, in terms of usability, it is not that great right now because we don't have that many mutants in the game. To think that I would say that, and then not even 24 hours later, I would go on the forum to see that we're getting not just any mutant, one of the biggest, baddest mutants ever in Apocalypse. That is some crazy stuff right there, boys. That's like going to a freaking restaurant, and instead of the way they're bringing you your entree first, he brings you the dessert bowl. Like, it doesn't get much more juicy than this, guys. Like, the only way I see this update being I can't even imagine this update being a bad update. The only way I can actually see it getting better than what we already have within, like, getting Apocalypse is if we're getting Apocalypse and we're getting the Horsemen as well. Like, that would make this a freaking epic update, almost on par with just getting the X-Men and mutants in this game. Like, that would be really freaking epic. So what I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about in this video is, what do you guys think they're gonna do for Apocalypse? Do you guys think they're gonna make him a tier 2 native? Because in terms of power scaling, Apocalypse is only an alpha level, similar to Magneto. I know a lot of people feel like he's omega level because he's really strong with his celestial tech, but in hindsight, when you compare him to characters like Jean Grey, Iceman, X-Man, and those characters, he's not omega level by any means. However, he's not your average alpha level either, right? So he could sway both ways. They could bring him in the game as a tier 1 character, and a lot of people would be upset, but a lot of people who follow the comics could also understand that, but they could also go ahead and bring him in as a tier 2 native. I personally would love to see him come as a tier 2 native because I really love him. Like, he's such a dominant and imposing figure. It's just, him and Thanos are two of my favorite Marvel supervillains. Absolutely love him. I love everything Apocalypse stands for, like survival of the fittest, regardless of whether you're a mutant or not. Survival of the fittest is, like, I just love it. I just love it. So I'm actually really interested in seeing how they're gonna bring him in this game, because I want to know, do you guys think they're gonna bring him as a special mission character similar to what they have going on with Dormammu, where you can get him from the quest pack? Because I don't know how I feel about that, since we just got another quest pack right here. And to be honest, I don't like the feel of the quest pack because people just blow through these things in like 2 days and they already got the character because you just blow a bunch of money, right? Same thing is true for the Epic Quest. Although I really like it, I initially liked the Doctor Strange Epic Quest because you got it done, but it took people at least a week just because it was new. For Wolverine, people got that thing done in a day and a half, 2 days if they stayed up the freaking night of the reset and did everything, right? It's actually something that defeats the whole purpose of having an epic quest, because it feels not so epic to know that people can get it done in like a day and a half. I'm personally leaning towards them going with what I would have liked to see them do with the World Boss mode when it was originally brought in. Sorry, not the World Boss mode, the Ultimate World Boss mode. And that is to bring us some new world bosses. This is what I would love to see. Now, I'm not saying to get rid of the guys that we already have. I'm not going to say that because I still feel like we're getting lots of new players, and I would love them to have the opportunity of getting these guys and experience playing with them just like I do. What I'm saying is they could bring us a new set of world bosses, because they could put Apocalypse as the last guy here, and then they could put like Archangel, they could put Gideon, War, Death, like Kendra. They could put one for every single day, and they could put a new tab right beside the Ultimate World Boss mode and make it so it runs in like sync with this one that we currently have here, right? They could easily just do that and make it so that even if they don't want to run both of them at the same time, they could do it how they do for Invasion, where I'll go over here and show you guys what I mean in a second if I can find Invasion. So right here in Invasion, right, like as you guys can see right here, we're fighting the enemies of Asgard right here and Odin. So this week, it's all about the Twilight. and then the next week is gonna switch over to the Black Order. I'm thinking they could do something similar like that to the World Boss mode. That would keep it a little bit fresh. However, I can understand people wanted to pick and choose who they want to work on and not want to have to wait a whole week to fight the world bosses that they want to fight. So they could also run it that, let me just jump in here one more time. They could also run it that they run similar to how the Ultimate World Boss mode and the regular World Boss mode run. So day 1 you have Proxima and you have Ultimate World Boss Proxima, and day 2 you have Black Dwarf and Ultimate World Boss mode Black Dwarf, and so on and so forth. So they could do Proxima at day 1, then Ultimate World Boss mode Proxima, and then like Kendra, and just keep it as all females just to be like simple. And then they could like day 2 Black Dwarf, and then like a Death, or day 3 they have Crovis, and then they have freaking like Gideon or something like that. I feel like that would be a really good way to bring in Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen in this game. And the main reason why I feel this way is because World Boss grind, like just acquiring these biometrics for the characters, it slows the pace, making it so that people can't just buy their way to having these characters done in a week. You actually have to play them, beat them, and actually have to have some skill to earn the characters, rather than just like, oh, I'm just gonna bust out my credit card just because I can and get the characters in like a day or two, right? At least when these world bosses first came out, everyone had to struggle. We were all on an even playing field in terms of acquiring them, and then after you acquired them, you could go ahead and go to the shop and buy a whole bunch of black antimatter and rank them up in 2 days. But you still had to wait the 4 weeks to get Thanos because you needed 20 bios for him. Well, I guess not 4 weeks, 2 weeks, because you had Infinity Thanos and regular Thanos. So you still had to wait the initial 2 weeks to get all 20 bios for him, and you still had to wait the 2 weeks for these guys as well to get the bios for them. And then everybody was kind of on a level playing field where it came down to your skill and your roster in terms of getting these characters, right? I feel like that's a good way to bring them into this game, and that's what I would like to see. But I don't know, maybe that's just me, and maybe that's just because I'm mainly free to play that I'm thinking this way. And if that's the case, guys, let me know in the comments. I don't want to hold you guys too long, man, because there is not really much to go on right now. All we know is that we're probably getting Apocalypse. So do you guys think that we're going to be getting the Age of Apocalypse and all of the 4 Horsemen? Or who do you think we're going to get? Who's your favorite horseman? Who do you look forward to seeing in this new update? Because the hype train, guys, the hype roller coaster, it's in motion, guys. It feels like just yesterday that we got the Sinister Six, and it literally feels like it was a week ago that we got the X-Men, because I'm still working on both of those. To think that we're getting something this epic so soon, I'm really freaking excited, boys. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. How would you like to see them implement the 4 Horsemen in this game? Would you guys like to see some new, fresh faces in the World Boss section? Or are you guys just happy with keeping these guys here forever? Right? Because I'm not saying to get rid of them. I'm never going to say that, because everyone should have a fair chance of getting to play with the character that they want. But these guys, to me, have been here for far too long, and we need some fresh faces, because even with the addition of Ultimate World Boss mode, this is not really that fresh, because the people who can beat this are the people who already have all of the world bosses built up and are just literally just farming it just for the sake of getting more black antimatter. So it's not really that exciting to play these anymore. So that's why I only ever run phase 1 unless I'm recording a video to show you guys. So it would be nice to see some new faces in here, some new stages, some new abilities from the world bosses, and just knowing that after I beat them, I'm just that much closer to getting that bio that I need to play with them as a character. That was the biggest thing for me about the World Boss mode. Not necessarily the black antimatter. I could care less about that, because at first I just wanted to have those characters in my roster to know that yes, I earned this. Like, I earned, with the exception of Proxima, since everybody who was playing at that time, because we cried so much because we couldn't beat them, Netmarble gave us a handout and gave us Proxima for free. Okay, but for the rest of these guys, I had to earn them the hard way, and there was no greater joy for me than even now. Like, sure, I have Doctor Strange, but I will always remember those months of farming my ass off for Thanos. Like, literally spending hours trying to get one win against freaking Infinity Thanos. In hindsight, that was probably just a big waste of time, because now I literally clear all 5 in 5 minutes. But, you know, I learned a lot from struggling, and it made me a better player at this game. So I don't know. I felt like if I had to pay, if I felt like if I could do it again, I would probably do the same thing, and I wouldn't just spend a whole bunch of money to get them if there was an option. I would probably still grind them and fight, because that's what this game is all about. Okay, it's all about grinding. It's all about getting better. Paying a whole bunch of money is gonna give you all the stuff, but you're not really gonna learn anything and become a better player. Well, in my mind anyways. But that's not me hating on anyone who spends a whole bunch of money. We all appreciate you, and you keep this game running, because without you, we wouldn't be able to enjoy this game, okay? So I'm not trying to say because you guys spend a lot of money that is a bad thing. I'm just saying that I like to see more content that requires a little bit less cash and a little bit more skill. That's just me, right? But maybe if Deadpool came to this game, I would break the bag for him. So maybe I'm just a hypocrite. But I'm rambling right now, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, man. Age of Apocalypse is upon us. Is getting real. Future Fight is lit, guys. Yeah, I just said that. And that's all I have to share for this one, guys. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the comments. And I'm out.